Hello! Surprise! I had so much fun with Ember Pelts. I'm doing another one. Welcome back to my channel, and we continue our Ember Pelts Canyon playthrough. Timberborn, obviously. If you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Glad to have you. Without further ado, let's get things started. I think we're gonna get rid of some of these blueberries. I don't really think we need that many. Um, Maybe I'll make a storage, fill up one storage full, and then just kind of leave it at that for now, I think. That'll be plenty in case things hit the wall, hit the fan. There we go. That's the phrase I was looking for. But then we can just delete these, I think. Well, there'll be some on the map. We can always plant more through the forester if we decide we want them. But as far as I know, they don't provide a additional well-being bonus or anything, just like base game. Nutrition, I don't see berries. So, wait a minute. I wonder if just plain juice is blueberries. Is there such a thing as plain juice? Or is that any juice for that need? Well, in the press, I'm not seeing any symbol that looks like the berry symbol. I'm gonna assume there's no berry juice. Which, honestly, kind of odd. Regardless, let's fill up one storage as a backup food source with all of these that we have available. We'll go from there. How's our well-being? People are getting the fire, corn, campfire, and rooftop terrace. Okay. Now we got a medium water tank too, so we can start filling that up. We are still on the back end of a drought, just finishing that up. Now I gotta kind of decide what we want to work on next. One thing, I think we do need just a few more inventor huts, just for overflow labor when I'm not sure what else to do with it. We're gonna set these three at very low worker priority. All right. Really what we should be doing next is working on building up a little bit more of a dam. So we're gonna unlock levees. Probably stairs if we haven't already. We did unlock stairs, okay. We are dry. Yeah, we need to build a bigger dam. Straight up, that's just what needs to happen. Put another log storage over here, I guess. And I think we're going to kind of build around this area for a dam to start with, for a reservoir. I think that just makes good sense. So with that in mind, let's maybe go... I could just do right there. But I think including some of this area would be good. So yeah, maybe right there. And that's going to take way more wood than what I have. So I'm just going to pause those. Wish there was a way to... There might even be a way to just... similar to making these all super low priority. There's a way to just click and drag and make them all paused. Kind of surprised pause isn't an option on the priority list. For now, I think if we just have more water stored, that won't be as big of an issue either, but we are going to want to get this taken care of at some point here. We'll just put these at low priority, I think. We can take a beaver out of there because now we have that running. What else do we need clay for? Probably a decent amount of stuff, but I'm just checking for the kiln. Okay, and that gets us charcoal and bricks. And we're going to need bricks, I know. Just throwing in the bricks there kind of throws in another wrench and stuff that I'm not quite as familiar with. Okay, so with that corn flour, okay, that's used to make those maple pastries again. Or are those something else? That might have been the stuffed peppers, perhaps. What is that swirly symbol on the bottom of it? It uses the cornmeal. Is that cornbread? Yeah, cornmeal, wheat, and a little maple syrup. Yeah, that could be cornbread. Oh yeah, we could just mouse over this. Cornbread. So, to me, it looks more like a cinnamon roll almost. Oh well. So we are going to want platforms unlocked as well. We pause this. I thought I unplanted, unmarked them for cutting. That wasn't what I wanted to do. I was going to replace these pine trees with apple trees to as my medium length wood supplying tree. So we want to unmark those for planting. But keep a mark for cutting, and we'll just cut those apples. Those apple trees. Let's see, we still have an unemployed beaver. Not anymore now that we have that venter hut going again. Or the new one going, rather. It'd be a great wood profit if we cut down, we build a stairs here. And then cut down this section. Well worth it. Let's unpause that water pump. Let's get as much water stored as beaverly possible. One thing I noticed is these are just called water pumps, not deep water pumps, but they have a depth of 4 like the deep water pumps, not the depth of 2 like the folktails. Kind of strange that they have the name of the folktails, but the mechanics of the iron teeth water pump. Not a big deal either way, but I noticed it and I thought it was kind of strange. I do like that we have a lot more options for housing. Still don't entirely understand these walkways and such, but yeah, we'll figure it out. I think for now we just might delete this shrub. I want one more lodge, and I'll put that right up. Where's the entrance? Right there. Beavers do have a potential to get injured, so let's go, since we have the lumber mill, so let's go ahead and unlock the medical bed before we get ahead of ourselves and forget to do such. Oh, we can unpause this berry gatherer. Of course, we're not going to store up all those berries if The gatherer's not working. Looks like this one was the one doing the job over here. That's kind of funny. Let's replant those trees as apple trees this go around. 16 days for 2 logs. That's a good balance of time and productivity, I feel. All right, and this guy, can he reach all of them? He can, except for that. So let's see, that's going to be worth 4 logs here in a little bit. So we will do the stairs probably, because it costs 5, but when you delete it, you get 4 of them back. So it really only costs 1 log essentially to build the stairs. So we'll get a net gain of 3, and every bit matters at this point. No good selected. Oh, that's supposed to be logs. Thank you. Probably want to unpause the grill as well. And now we went from too many jobs for beavers to not enough beavers for jobs. That made sense. I hope it did. We now have a lot of vacancies, I guess, is the short version of that story. This guy can't do anything right now. He can be paused, and we'll have at least 1 inventor hut going. Looks like we are full up on berries, so let's go ahead and mark some of these bushes for deletion. They're just not necessary to have that many berry bushes, and we can plant more trees, because we are definitely going to want more trees. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Let's just invest for the long term here and make them oaks. We are getting pretty full on water storage. That's good. That's good. I might put this one on supply. Let's go ahead and build one more small tank over here and set it to supply. All right, now that that tree's done, we don't need this ridiculous looking path. I don't think I'm just going to not do this one quite yet. And it's a shorter path across the river right here. So with that in mind, I'm going to build platforms to get across there, so that we can work on some of this some of the other side over here too. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should have had it end here, because this would have been a shorter distance too. I didn't though. So be it. Let's also, because we're going to be building over here a decent chunk, let's put a log storage. Set it to obtain. We don't really have the labor, but it's worth considering the hauling posts here soon. I think once I get down to 2 kits, I might build that another lodge. We're doing great on food, and I think pretty good on water too, to be honest. Not terribly worried about that at the moment. I do think we need to plant some more corn, and that we have the beavers that aren't doing anything that can be doing that. pretty long drought. Probably want to maybe only keep one of these pumps going. Let's see. This one is the most direct path to those other ones, so that's the one I'm going to keep going. Yeah, once we're down to 2 kits, I'm thinking maybe even double arch. Just double arch has the roof on top, the entrance on top, so we could put it right here very conveniently. And I'm probably gonna do that. I'll unlock it and place it there, but pause it just to remind myself that I want it there. Let's go ahead and plant that, replant the shrub. No hollers. Yep, that makes total and complete sense. Let's see, let's unpause that one. This guy has something to do for a while. Get some more of these oaks planted. What if we do build that hauling post? Definitely don't need 5 workers working it now, though. We'll have it at 2. I'll have 2 of these at normal priority. 1 of them at low. No, 1 of them at low, 1 of them at normal, and then we'll have this at low. So we'll have some inventor huts going even with the haulers. It's going to be the thought process anyway. Okay, that birch tree has grown up, so we now would have a net gain if we harvest it. So we're going to do that. Actually, I don't even need that quite yet. But we could place it there for now. And then once the bottom layer of all this is made, we can go ahead and add. I want that stuff below to be normal. We can add dams here once this spot is placed. And then levees on top. Levees and then a dam, sorry. Make it a little deeper. Now, with our amount of water, I think I'm just going to pause the pump. Both of them. We have a lot of water here, not a lot of water there. In fact, very, very little. This might go dry and we might have some crops die, actually. Radishes and corn only have a 2-day drought resistance, and we still have a little over 3 days. So it depends when this actually dries up. Pause this guy. Mark these birches. I'll pause this guy for just a little bit. He'll chop down that one tree. And we can pause him again. Let's see over here, though. There are some logs to be had here, But I'm also noticing yeah, if we just build 2 steps there, we have access to a lot of dead trees up here. So I think we're definitely going to take advantage of that fact. Nope. We are going to need more planks for that, however. And that means 2 beavers working. Right, pause the gatherer flag. Delete that. There's another lumberjack. That's not needed right now. In fact, not really at all. Hey, we have some apple trees coming in. They're not for cutting. They're for food. All right. So we're definitely also going to need storage for apples. Probably wouldn't hurt to have a little more storage for the radishes too, because we are full on them. Be nice to pick some of these. Okay, you know what? That little bit of water lasted a little longer than I thought. It is very close. You can start to see the green here on the edges. That means it is a very thin layer of water. It's going to be evaporated very shortly, but we only have half a day left. So that's good. Actually happy with that. Large lodge. Okay, yep. That's pretty large. Is that different than a triple? It's the same. What's the difference? Large lodge has, that's just where the entrance is. Triple default had it up top, which makes total sense. Okay. And the large has it on the ground floor. House. Costs the same to build tenement lodge. Holy guacamole. Is that just... Yeah, that's essentially 2 triple lodges stacked on top of each other. It's a big lodge. All right, now we don't need anyone pushing the power wheel since the drought's over. We can definitely put some beavers back in the pumps. And we're just kind of waiting on wood, to be honest. Some of these oaks are getting pretty close to coming online, so that will definitely help when that happens. Let's make sure all of these oaks are marked for cutting, because they weren't. That's not even marked for cutting. We can unpause this lumberjack flag, get him working. All right, we are down to just 2 beavers, so 2 kits, less than that. So we're going to build this double lodge and up our population some here. I think if we prioritize these stairs and get some of this stuff up there, that'll be to our benefit. think we can even pause the grill for just a little bit. We don't have any corn to cook at the moment. I think there's a good chance we're going to delete this inventor hut and put it somewhere else just for a better path up to that area. In fact, I think I'm going to do that now. Get some logs back and just have a better pathway there. We have the labor for the 4 of them anyway. All right. Let's see. Okay, so these are just birch trees and it's too high, like 2 tiles high. So that's quite a bit of logs to get. Okay, but if we get up there, we can then get access to all of these oaks. That is the log investment that we need. It's going to be a windy path and it's not going to be pretty. Drought's already approaching. We got almost 400 water stored up, so that is helpful. For some reason, I don't like the path right on the edge there. Come on, there we go. All right, that is built. Now we can go ahead and have another lumberjack flag up here. And then they can reach all of that. Oh, this one's... Okay, they lost access to that oak because of this. So let's just delete that for now. It wasn't even starting to be built. Then this guy can reach that oak. We got some apples ready to harvest. Not looking bad. What? This guy... Oh, this guy's turned off. Well, we can't have that. He needs to chop down that oak. Wow, our number of kits shot up after we built this double lodge. Those beavers got busy. Is that oak not marked for cutting? It's not. There we go. These these are apple oaks and apple trees are coming online. Very exciting. We need the logs. We're in a bit of a pinch. Honestly, this whole section probably could use another lumberjack flag. Well, I got the one builder right now. Okay, we are spread pretty thin. Why does it say we have only 4 vacancies when there's Oh, they filled those up first. Fine, you can be very small. We have one hauler. Okay. Oh, that's getting to be a long drought, and we haven't made any progress with our reservoir. I mean, we're getting there, but no progress that actually like gives us a benefit. Remember, this was a total flow of 4, so that means we just need 2 dams. And when it's just flowing straight, we only need 1 opening. Damn, this guy's got nothing to do for a bit. Pause him. Could turn that guy on for just a little bit, have him chop down. Make sure those are marked for planting, and they are. Chop down those couple trees. This guy's done with his job. More lumberjack flag here to just harvest these. This guy's done for now until that tree grows up. And it might take a little while because it's not often irrigated. We really started looking a lot better on logs once these oaks came online. We're eating through those apples very quickly, though. Probably about time to unpause the grill, also, to be honest. Yeah, we actually need this stuff that I paused to be built now. And it would be helpful to have another builder. Okay. Looks like we got a big pile of scrap here, a small pile of scrap here, and the underground ruin here, and another pile of scrap there. Oh, we got another very large pile of scrap over there. That's quite a bit of height to gain. The lowest one, and thus probably the easiest to reach, is I think going to be this one. That's kind of nice that this overhang was here to help us cross the river, except then they blocked it with a terrain block. So I guess when we want to get over there for scrap, all we have to do is build stairs, and then some stairs up, and then we have access to all these oaks and these oaks. I think I'm just gonna wait for this oak seedling to finish growing, cut it down, and then we can build the stairs here. Maybe that's foolish. Maybe we should just get on with it now. I do think I don't want those to be birches anymore. I think it's time to replace them with oaks. And honestly, during the drought is the time to build this reservoir. Probably not going to be building it from the backside anymore, so let's try to grab those things, see if we can put them in a reachable spot. Mark that high priority first. And then we'll delete this path. Just some planks. Are we full up on plank storage? We are. Probably about time that we had a proper plank storage. I don't want to crowd the industry too much, so I'm going to put it right here. All right, we got some more oaks coming online. Glad to see that. Even that oak's online. This one's not. Sure, let's unpause that too. All right, we picked up all those planks. Excellent. So now we could do dam, levee, in that order. Why are we going over here? Why are we going over? Oh, we're building from that side. Let's not do that, guys. Let's not do that, because you're going to get yourself trapped. Just like that. Come on, guys. You're free. Rebuild it. Get that high priority. Very high, and that one high. Oofta. Might be worth getting some clay again here shortly, question mark. And get the kiln going for some bricks and or charcoal. Charcoal's going to take a lot of logs to keep going, though. No way. You built from that side? Come on, guys. Cut that out. I guess I'll just pause these so they're not tempted in it. Okay, but now they're coming from the correct direction, so maybe I don't need to pause it. Maybe I just needed the walkway, the path over there. Regardless, that was kind of annoying. Okay, and this will at least hold 2 deep water of depth of 2 in this area. Well, some of it's going to be depth of 1, like right here. But it would still be more water and less evaporation than we had going on here. So it'll be a good change for us. Oh, we're not grown up yet. Oh, 99%. Okay. As soon as that gets chopped down, this gatherer flag isn't needed. As soon as he collects those logs, we're building this stairs right here. There we go. Oh, nothing to do over here, huh? Save a bit of labor there. And what's going to be nice about this is now that we're up here, we can actually build this up even 1 higher and use it as a walkway. Build the stairs down here, and we can do that same thing over here too. Only thing is it's going to take a lot of logs. And it's not like we have a lot of logs at the moment, but we could have a lot of logs. Yeah, I think we put it just right there. He can still reach that one, and he can reach those two. See, this is a lot of logs over here waiting for us. Each one of these oaks is 8. I'm not going to count them, but there's a lot of logs there. Considering how badly we need them, that's very valuable to us. Very valuable. And our water has gone dry. Will our crops die? I think they are going to die. Technically, they have 0.1 days of drought resistance left after the drought ends, but it's just whether or not the water is going to get there in time. I don't think it will, because it has to fill up above to a height of 1.65. Yeah, I don't think it's going to make it. Probably should have paused that pump. But now we need to refill our water storage so that pump can be going again. I don't think we need this lumberjack. I don't think we need either of these lumberjack flags. We can relocate them over this way if we need to. We can make another medium water tank right there. Storage, medium tank. Cool. 68 planks is quite a bit. We might not need that many. Drought ended. And they're dead. These ones lasted just a little bit longer with water. Probably that evaporated this way. So these 2 corn are going to survive. The rest, not as much. You know, I forgot to look what kind of... Okay, we have access to both the bad water rig and the bad water discharge. So if we wanted to do compact water wheels stacked with the bad water discharge, we could do that. The other option, looks like we have compact water wheels, the small water wheels, but no big water wheels. And we have small windmills, but no big windmills. So we have the small versions of both the Iron Teeth and the Folktales power production that we can utilize, but not the large ones. We also have these engines. Technically, we could make a huge power tower out of any of these bad water sources using the compact water wheels. Totally feasible. But it just sounds so much more fun to do like the liquid fuel and the engines with charcoal and biofuel. That just seems more Emberpelt style. Nothing to do in range. Okay. You're fired. You're relieved of your duties. How about that? That probably sounds better. You know, if I wanted this done more quickly over here, that's about all I would have to do. Build a second one of these. Maybe get one more hauler going. Probably definitely want to unmark these birches for cutting. I think just one more. This will be the last harvest of the apple trees too. Then we can replace them with oaks and just get bigger trees with more logs per square going. Yeah. go ahead and start on our dam reconstruction or expansion project right away. No real reason not to. Just need to build one set of stairs here. Just like that. Because I do think that's where we're going to want our logs to go next. We already have a bigger, we actually have a reservoir, not just a irrigation canal. And we're getting a bigger one now. So that should help with these droughts. Remember, hard mode is kind of just a timer to try to beat. Try to make sure you can survive the 30-day droughts. We're obviously not there yet. Whoa, 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 wait a minute. It is cycle 5. We have nothing for bad tide prevention. That's not good. Okay, bad tide. If that happens... Oh. We could divert it this way, but that's already going to kill everything. We don't have dynamite. If this is the bad tide, we're in trouble, guys. Straight up. I think what we're going to go for, the only thing I think we really can do, all these oaks might be, they might die. They really might. But what I'm going to do, get a fluid dump and fill this area up. Use that as an irrigation pond, and then we'll have to grow some food and trees over here while we work on a better temporary or a better long-term bad tide solution. Yeah, I think that's our best bet. And just because of evaporation, I think we actually want to make this a little bit smaller. Like, say, well, let's see, though. 3 would be right here and then there. Oh, it wouldn't. That's the 3 by 3. Bad tide approaching. Okay. We noticed it barely in the nick of time here. Maybe. Trees and crops, they're dead. They just are. It's not good. But hopefully we can get some of this water extracted and pumped over here. This is all going to be contaminated. This that we built, worthless. So what mode we are on is pump as much water as possible before the water gets contaminated. Nothing else matters at all. Pump, 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 pump. Well, and build that would be good too. "24-hour workdays, actually. Build as much as we can, pump as much as we can. Get this going. These, super low priority now. Okay, we got some water. Okay, so we hadn't built all of our levees. I want to say it is what it is, but we can make it a little better. We can put these down so that they can reach those ones, and then put like our farmhouse up here. Although the shape of it isn't very conducive for what we're trying to do. You know, let's just build all of it platforms, and then we can have farmhouse and maybe even a forester right here. Yeah, that'll be the way to go. I do think we have plenty of planks at the moment. Focus everything on pumping, pumping, pumping. Pump it. Sure, let's even focus on getting as much food as possible. So let's turn the berry collectors back on, have another storage for berries. Okay, this can store a lot of grilled corn. Let's switch this to radishes and grab as many radishes as we can as well. We can set this to harvest being the priority. We don't care about planting. Things are going to die anyway. This corn's not even going to come in. Why isn't this built? Why isn't that built? What are my builders working on? The levees up there. That's probably slightly less priority than the pumps. I should have not have focused on that quite yet. Just getting as much water as we can. We're almost full on storage already, so this needs to be built now. It's pretty much too late already, actually. So these aren't gonna get any additional water pumped. Maybe a little on this one. Probably nothing on that one. I guess we have a little bit of time before the bad water will contaminate the rest of this, possibly. No, it's going to start flowing right away, pretty much. All right. Keep these pumps going while they can until all the good water is flushed out. It doesn't look like they're pumping anything anymore. Maybe just another couple drops of water out of there. Come on. Very occasionally they get a pump. Till those stop going up and down entirely. Okay, they have. So they can all be paused now. Now we can set the working days back to 18 hours. We can build that to minimize evaporation. I still want all these berries collected, so before the contamination, that's already killing them. Dang it. So we didn't really harvest any additional berries. Okay. Well, I don't even think this storage is necessary anymore. Gatherer flag definitely isn't. Okay. Pretty long bad tide as well. We're going to see if we can get to the end of this bad tide and then end the episode. I think. So, right away, we're going to want more radishes planted. This farmhouse and forester and these lumberjacks, they're not needed right now. This gatherer is not needed. That's not needed. Sure, haulers are useful still. Can have this set to obtain. So that's going to be the closest. Closest log storage. AC is making weird noises. Let me just shut it off for now. A lot of these oaks are chopped down, not all. And it looks like some of these have long enough living, long enough drought resistance, still survive, and the contamination didn't reach. Trying to decide if just doing one little fluid dump splash of water for these apple trees to survive is worth it. They're really just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 3, 21 logs. Probably not worth the effort. These oaks, well, actually, to keep these ones alive, it might be. Yeah, that is worth it. So what we can do, the fluid dump won't just dump like this. It needs something below. So if we build a levee and a stair, we should be able to just do a little tiny splash of water like that. Okay, this birch tree is in the way of progress. So yeah, we're trying to keep these apple trees alive, basically. So we're just going to do a splash of water. Splash it. Where's the water? Grab some. Okay, and we're going to pause it right away, because that irrigated everything that we needed irrigated. That one's actually flooded, so that's not great. What is your problem? Oh, you're angry that you got wet fur. Well, you really didn't have to walk through this. There's no path there or anything. It's your own fault. Come on. Okay, so let's get some more trees going over here. Probably a few more birches just to have some fast acting ones, the medium acting ones, and some cannot be contaminated and killed by the bad tide oaks. We can also have some cannot be contaminated and killed by the bad tide corn. And radishes. Maybe even some tomatoes. No, they're less efficient than radishes, but not by much, it seemed like. More corn. And we might want even a little bit more. Maybe let's put even some apple trees that we're not going to cut. So let's mark all of these for cutting. Okay, they already are. And then, yeah, let's have some few apple trees that are not marked for cutting. Let's look back at our trees. I think that's correct. The apple trees look a lot like the oaks. Looks like I marked some that were too high, because we can't access that. That might be a plantable spot there, though. Nothing to do in range. Okay. Proud of you guys. Chopped down a lot of trees there. Yeah, without dynamite, we're going to have to go all the way up there just to build any sort of bad tide diversion. Not fun. But hey, we have the science. We're going to have to work towards it. Metal platform. What's the difference between a platform and a metal platform? Besides that, it costs metal. Just the look? Oh, that seems odd. I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna want triple platforms and such here. Most likely. We wanted them sooner or later anyway, so let's go ahead and build a bridge there. Not a bridge, but stairs. Yeah, we did want the double and triple platforms for this. And that's how we get up there. Oh, sorry, we need one more stair. Probably can unpause the lumber mill again. At least we have flowing water. Even if it's bad water, that's moving the stuff. Have we exhausted most of our oaks, I think? I think so. Yeah, we did all of those. I guess let's tap into these trees next. Probably even set this at a higher priority. I honestly don't know if I even want to unpause these until we get the bad tide diversion, because if we get another bad tide, it's just done. I guess we can unpause this at least and focus on harvesting and set it to prioritize radishes, because they will be done for sure one cycle of them before the bad tide hits. Beyond that, nothing. Okay, so these trees will survive. So we could replant birches here for the time being. Where's that gather flag at? Pick those apples. And probably build another double lodge. All right. We just need to mark these ones for cutting. We have a decent number of logs up here for us to take advantage of now, too. I think at some point, the plan is also do one of these. Probably even slightly higher priority than trying to get up here. And that's just because we got all these trees that we really need in order to make the other plans function properly. We'll definitely just get all the dead ones, and we might checkerboard some of the live ones for now. Something like that should work. So, do we have any beavers that we can pick from other tasks? We probably just... I guess have them quick plant birches. And then we could pause this forester for one. Or I could take some builders out. Set that just to one beaver. Oh, the drought had ended. Bad tide had ended. We gotta turn pumps back on. That's what we really need right now. Pumps, pumps, pumps. More than we need haulers. More than we need, quite frankly, anything. We need pumps. We need to pump water. As much as beaverly possible. Okay, drought's approaching. Good news is, this stuff still going to be viable then. This stuff is safer. If I put you outside of the green, can you still reach? You can. All right, so we survived that first bad tide. We did get pretty hungry. We're pretty down there on food. But we did survive. Just barely. Yeah. We're pumping water as much as we can. Store it for this drought. So now for this drought, this reservoir is going to be helpful. So that's good news. Can also have them kind of slow down on this for now. Let's get access to the more trees. That'll help us more in the long run. And yes, I know the pathing is terrible over there. But for now, that's just how it's going to have to be. All right. That's long enough for today's episode. Thank you for bearing with me and probably yelling at your monitor. You have nothing in case of a bad tide. You could get a bad tide. What are you doing? Thank you for trying to tell me through your monitor and through the fabric of space-time, because I already recorded this. Thank you for attempting to help me realize that. I know you guys did. Thank you for watching this whole video. If you liked it, leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you next time.